Hey there, Aces here, and in today's video what we're going to be talking about how to start affiliate marketing step by step for beginners. Now, chances are that if you clicked on this video, you're watching this video, it's because you're either just getting started in research mode, trying to figure out, if affiliate marketing is the right business model for you, or maybe you've been doing it for a little while, but you haven't just quite got the results just yet that you've been looking for. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a little bit better understanding of how you want to be able to build your affiliate marketing business. And so I'm actually going to be taking you through 4 stages of affiliate marketing. The first of which is basically generating traffic, right? How to actually get people to attract to you and how to get people to pay attention to your product or the service that you're actually wanting to sell. 2, I'm going to talk to you guys about building the appropriate affiliate marketing funnel, so that way you don't have to do any hard selling when it comes to your product or service. If you build the funnel the right way, what it'll actually help you do is leverage your time and allow you to actually scale up your business so that you can be creating passive income, and that the funnel will be working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so that way hopefully you're making money like clockwork. 3, I want to talk to you guys about why you want to be building an email list and the importance of doing so for your affiliate marketing business. And then lastly, how to properly follow up with your leads that you have coming through your funnel, so that way you're maximizing and getting the most amount of sales from your affiliate marketing business. So if you think that that'll help you guys out, then definitely stay tuned. And if this is the first time you're kind of landing on the channel, then I really would appreciate that if you find value here in this video, that you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, or at the very least like the video, so other people can go ahead and catch on to this information as well. So let's get started. All right, guys, so let's talk about the 4 stages to affiliate marketing. So at this point, what I want to do is I kind of want to preface this by saying that at this point, I'm assuming that you probably have a product or service that you are already promoting or wanting to promote through your affiliate marketing business. And if you don't, it's not a big deal, because what I'm about to teach you guys will apply to any product or service that you might want to promote through your affiliate marketing business, right? But what I do want to warn you about, though, is that the reason that I think that a lot of affiliate marketers and a lot of newbie marketers struggle to be successful in their affiliate marketing business is that they look at some of the super affiliates, some of the top affiliates in their industry or in their business model, and they try to do what they do. And what those guys are usually doing is that they're trying to attract, trying to sell to the people who are looking to buy today. Okay, and because of this, I feel that a lot of newbie and beginner marketers just aren't fully equipped and ready to actually do that. And the reason I say this, guys, is because if you look at the audience that you potentially have to sell to, right, for whatever business or product you're trying to sell, right, only about 5% of people are going to be what we call hyper buyers, right? They're the people who are looking to buy today. They basically have their credit card in their hand and they're ready to buy whatever it is that somebody maybe puts in front of them. But for you to be able to get those people, right, your marketing needs to be on point, right? But what I mean by that is that you need to have some awesome copywriting done. You need to have maybe some really great marketing videos in place. You need to have a lot of stuff that's just ready to go and is dialed into a point that's going to attract and get those hyper buyers to actually buy today. But most newbies and most beginner affiliate marketers aren't at that level yet, right? They're not ready to actually do that. And that's the reason why they struggle to actually get the results they want to, right? And to get those initial first sales, because they don't have those marketing chops right now. And so what I'm going to be teaching you guys here in this video today is basically these 4 stages to affiliate marketing, which will allow you to go ahead and actually be able to sell to the other 95% of people, right? Because a lot of the affiliate marketers, all the super affiliates that are out there, guys, they don't want to do this stuff that I'm about to teach you here, okay? And I think it's a huge mistake because who would you rather sell to? Would you rather sell to a super competitive 5% group of people, or would you rather sell to the bigger 95% of people? What do you think the bigger opportunity is? That 95% of people, right? And so those 95% of people just need a little bit more time or a little bit more help to get them to actually make that buying decision. And what I'm going to teach you here, guys, within these 4 stages is exactly that. It's going to help you educate and help you attract those 95% of people. And so there's going to be way more opportunity for you to be able to make sales, even if you're a newbie. Okay, so that's really what my hope and my goal is for you guys here in this video. So now that we've kind of talked about that, guys, let's talk a little bit about the 4 actual stages. So the first stage that I want to talk about here, guys, is content. So let's flip over to that. Why should we be talking about content? Well, I think this is one of the biggest things that a lot of people never, ever, ever talk about. And it's really the first part of the whole big picture when it comes to building an affiliate marketing business, right? The first thing that it really does start with content. And so the reason you want to have content, guys, is because it helps people get used to you, right? It helps people build trust to you as a brand, as a person, because nowadays, guys, everyone's kind of BS meter is through the roof, right? Especially if you're in a competitive niche like make money online, right? Or anything or other things that maybe are very competitive, right? There's a lot of competitive niches out there, but competition, guys, is not a bad thing. Okay, competition just means that there's a lot of money to be made in that industry or in that niche. Okay, guys, so don't be worried if you think that things are, let's say, quote unquote saturated, because there's no such thing as saturation. There's always going to be an audience of people out there who are going to buy from you. You just need to be able to make sure that you spend the time doing what I'm going to show you here in this video, which is focusing on the 4 stages of affiliate marketing. So again, let's talk about the content, guys. Content, again, helps to build a relationship, helps to build trust, right, with you and you as a person, with your potential audience. Okay. And so this is one of the biggest things that I think a lot of people kind of skip when it comes to explaining affiliate marketing, and it's one of the things that's going to make the biggest difference. So I think that a misconception a lot of people have is that they have to generate traffic. Okay, that's not true. There's already traffic everywhere, guys. There's literally like millions of people, if not billions of people, on certain platforms that you can basically reach out to. You just need to be able to kind of guide them in the direction that you want them to go to, so that they discover you, so that they discover your product or your service, right? And that way to do that, guys, is by creating content. So let's talk about different pieces of content you can actually create. So we can talk about blogging. Okay, so some people will tell you that blogging is dead, but blogging is definitely not dead. All right, guys, I can even show you some examples a little bit later on of people who are literally still crushing it with their blog. Okay, people who are literally making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month through affiliate marketing by ways of them just literally writing blogs on their blog, right? And so that's definitely one way that you can go ahead and do it. Another way that you can go ahead and build content, guys, is through podcasts. Podcast is still, I think really in its infancy, right? A lot of people are just jumping onto the podcasting bandwagon, but there's still a lot of opportunity there, right? There's a lot of people who want to consume content in different ways, and for some people that's audio. It's listening to things like podcasts in their car, right? Radio is still a super effective way to market, right, guys? And the reason for it is because when somebody's in their car, if they're listening to stuff, kind of on the way to work, they're really plugged into that stuff, and it's playing for them, right? And if they're anything like me, right, they might listen to podcasts over and over and over again, and that really helps to get people to really build a strong trust and a relationship with you as the the podcast creator. And so podcasting, I think, is an amazing way to be able to build content. Another thing is video, right? So kind of like you are right now, you're on YouTube probably right now watching this video. YouTube is a huge platform that I think is still very, very much untapped, and I think it's going to be a really big focus for people, just because video now more than ever is probably one of the strongest and most influential ways to get your content in front of people and to get people to want to buy. I can't tell you how many times I've actually purchased things because I've watched review videos, or because I watch stuff on YouTube that help me make that buying decision. And the people who are actually on YouTube, guys, I believe that there's a statistic out there that says that leads and people who you attract through videos like YouTube, through a video platform rather, like YouTube, are 4 times more profitable in terms of buyers than in any other platform, right? And that's pretty crazy, right? That's comparative to like things like Facebook ads and other things out there, just because of the fact that people who are, obviously they're there to learn, they want to find out more information before they buy on something. And so if you get them to go ahead and actually buy that product, their chances are they might buy from you again and again and again and again. Right, so video, I think, is a huge thing that you definitely want to get into. But if you're a little shy about getting in front of the camera, then there's always other options, like I said, like blogging or podcasts or anything else. Facebook is another huge opportunity for you guys, whether you're doing Facebook group marketing, right, where you're just kind of helping provide value inside of there, or things like Facebook Lives, if you're more comfortable being in front of a camera. It could be a mixture of both, right, creating Facebook Lives inside of groups. Right, so you can kind of build that any way you want to, guys, but really I think groups is where the most engagement is inside of Facebook, right? Because people are almost in a little community, right? They're in a little community inside of the platform, and they feel really comfortable in there. And so if you share really great content or really great stuff in there, guys, then you're off to the races. Instagram is obviously a huge one that's definitely out there right now, that's obviously grown over the last few years, and now with the introduction of things like Instagram Lives and Instagram TV, where you're able to create longer pieces of content, guys, there's just so many opportunities for you to be able to create content. Now, I think that all of these guys, all of these ways of you being able to build content, guys, is really the front end of everything. Okay, so I'm going to pull out my whiteboard here so that I can kind of draw this out for you. Right, but my big focus here, guys, is to hopefully kind of build a really big picture here for you guys, right? So you guys can really understand how you're going to put this all together. So the first piece, guys, is right here, right? So we said, oops, sorry, guys, let me change the color to this. I want to make it black. Give me a second here. Perfect. All right, so we said that the first thing we want to do, guys, is have traffic, right? So traffic is where everything starts. Okay, and so traffic, like I said, already exists. So we said there's platforms like Facebook. I'm just gonna write it Facebook. We said there's Instagram, there's YouTube. I'm gonna put YouTube here, or there's blog. Okay, and so all this traffic sources, guys, we're going to lead these traffic sources, or we're going to more so like funnel this traffic source. Like I said, guys, these platforms already have literally billions of users. All we're going to do is we're going to guide them to us, hopefully, or attract them to us by creating content that obviously makes sense to them, right? The content that hopefully is of an interest to them. And so that's the way that we're going to be able to narrow down like billions of people to a more narrow audience, right? So all these people will be led towards a piece of content. So in this case, I'm just going to say, like, I'm just going to put a little play symbol here, because it could be like videos or whatever it is that you want to focus on. Okay, so this is a little play button here. Okay, so this is all about content. So this is the first part of your funnel. This is where everything kind of starts. So let's flip back here, guys, and talk a little bit about the next step. So the next step, guys, is the affiliate funnel. So the affiliate funnel, guys, is super important, because the affiliate funnel, guys, if you don't build this at the beginning of your affiliate marketing journey, what's going to happen is that you're going to have a very hard time. You're not going to be able to really scale up your business. You're not going to be able to leverage your business and really create the passive income that I'm sure is one of the biggest reasons that you wanted to build an affiliate marketing business to begin with. All right, so the affiliate funnel, guys, really is what's going to allow you to be able to create passive income. It's going to allow you to be able to really be selling to people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's what's going to allow you to really be able to scale up your business in ways that a funnel that not having a funnel will never let you do, right? Because if you are trying to do everything by yourself, right, by just creating content and sending people to a sales page or something like that, guys, you're not going to be able to take full advantage of all the traffic or the visitors or the viewers, the people that you're getting in touch with, first of all, right? And secondly, you're really doing them a disservice, because you're not able to fully give them the experience of your product or your service in the right way, so that way that they can either make an educated decision as to whether they want to buy or get involved with the product or service that you're actually trying to promote. So the affiliate funnel is really what's going to allow you to do that. And so basically what I'm doing here, guys, on this whiteboard, hopefully is by the end of this, guys, is I'm going to share with you guys, or I'm going to be building alongside this video, the big picture of this funnel. All right, guys, so let's go on to the next step here. So the next little mini step, guys, of this is the mini funnel. Okay, and the mini funnel, guys, on a basic level is basically this. After you've taken people here, right, to the point of them watching your content, what you want to do is you hopefully want to guide them from your content to your funnel. Okay, and so what your funnel is going to look like is this. So we're going to take them to the first step, and the first step here is an opt-in page. Okay, so an opt-in page, and I'm sure you guys have seen this before if you've been around the online marketing world for a little bit, right? But the opt-in page, guys, is usually just a one-page website that basically the whole point of it is to get someone to submit their email, okay, their email here, right? Their email, maybe their phone number, some other contact information. Usually it's just their email when it comes to it, but basically we're trying to collect their email. Okay, and usually the exchange is that you're offering them something in return for their email. So it could be something like like a PDF. It could be something like a blueprint. It could be like a training video or a training course even. You can offer a variety of different things, right? But it has to make sense, and it's usually aligned with whatever your content was about. So here's a perfect example. Okay, guys. So let's say you are in the fitness niche, right? And what your content was around was about maybe the paleo diet, right? So maybe you made a video about really popular recipes about paleo diet and how to get started with the paleo diet, right? And so at the end of the video, you say, hey guys, if you really like these recipes, I actually put them all together for you in a quick little PDF for you. If you want it, you can go ahead and just download it. Go ahead and click the link in the description, and you can go ahead and get that free download. Okay, so you can see there, guys, is that you're basically providing extra value to somebody, right? Maybe they were interested or thinking about getting started on a diet, so they started doing some research and they came across your video, right? And then they got interested on like the paleo diet. They're like, you know what, this diet makes sense. I think I can see myself doing this. And then as you're teaching them the recipes, they're like, oh, you know what, those look really good. It looks really delicious. And so they're already they're buying into it, right? And you're the person who's creating this content, and now you're giving them extra value by offering them something for free, right? Like something like a small little recipe ebook or something like that. And so when they go and they take that, they'll be more than happy to give you their email for the sake of getting that recipe book, right? Because chances are they're probably not going to want to copy down the recipe if they can literally just download it from your opt-in page. Okay, so that's basically the first step of the affiliate funnel. Okay, after somebody has opted in, right, what you're going to do is that you're going to send them to what I call the bridge page. And actually, I'm not the only person that calls it the bridge page, but that's basically the next step. It's called the bridge page and or the thank you page. It's also the way people call this next page. Okay, so I'm sure you've probably seen this before as well, right? Is that after somebody, let's say, have submitted to their email to your thing, right? And in this bridge page, what I would usually do is I would have a video here again. So I'm gonna put the little play button. Is I have a little video and maybe a little button here with a sale thing. Okay, so in this thank you video or this bridge video, guys, what I would normally do is something like I'll introduce myself, right? And so saying something like, hey, Ace is here again, and thank you. Your download is going to be it's on its way to your inbox right now. But you know what? I wanted to give you guys a really special little gift, or I wanted to give you guys a really special cool little promotion. I know you're interested in the paleo diet, and I actually have the top 50 best paleo diet recipes for you down below if you wanted to, and all you have to do is it's only $9.99, right? It could be something as simple as that, right? And what that'll do, guys, is it'll help provide people a heck more value, especially if they're already convinced and they're already excited about the fact that they want to buy something or get something started with you. You're giving them an opportunity to basically buy something from you, and you can make a quick buck from doing that. Okay. And if you don't want to do that, you can basically just invite them to connect with you. If you don't want to sell them something right away, that sales button could be replaced by something like, hey, join me in my Facebook group, or follow me on Instagram where I share, all these paleo tips, every single day, or join me on Facebook where I do Facebook Lives where I teach you guys different recipes every single day. Or something like that, right? What you're trying to do is you're trying to build up your brand, you're trying to build up that trust and try to build that rapport with these people, and this is a great way for you to be able to do that. So the bridge page, basically what you're doing is you're bridging the gap, right, between them just watching your content video and them forgetting about you after that, and them really being immersed and being inducted into your world, right? You're bringing them into your world, and so you're doing that by introducing yourself and then bringing them into something else. And if you are in affiliate marketing and maybe you're promoting a different product or a service, this is a perfect opportunity for you to be able to introduce that product or service for the first time, and you can send them to like a sales page at this point if you wanted to, or you can wait to basically follow up with them through email. So that brings me to the next step, which we'll talk about right now. So let's go back to the other page, and we said that email or building an email list, guys, is super important. So if you have the visual here, I'm going to go back to this page really quickly. All right, after somebody has submitted their email in here, guys, what's going to happen is that from here, their email is going to be stored in your email list. Okay, And the way that you send them these emails, guys, is through what's called an autoresponder. That's basically a program or a piece of software that allows you to send multiple emails to people all on a big thing. So when I say an email list, in case you know you're new, it doesn't mean that you're going to be adding them to an email list inside of your Gmail account or your Hotmail account. You're going to need a specific piece of software that will allow you to send emails to a bulk amount of people. And so that could be something like Aweber, like ActiveCampaign, or there's a ton of other autoresponders, MailChimp, right, that you can actually use. I'm just kind of giving you guys that heads up right now. So you're going to need an autoresponder to be able to do this part of what I'm talking about, okay? But why would you even want to create an email list to begin with? All right, guys? So there's a few reasons why you would actually want to do this. First of all, because once somebody is actually on your email list, you own that email list. And what I mean by that is you own their information, right? And so kind of like I mentioned to you guys before, all right, you want to hopefully build rapport. You want to build a relationship with these people that you're getting in touch with, right? People who are watching your content, people who are opting in. You're trying to build a relationship so they begin to like and trust you, so that later on, if you try to sell them something, aka your affiliate product or service, they're going to want to buy from you because they trust you, right? And so what an email list will allow you to do is it allows you to be able to create those points of contact with them time and time and time again. You may have heard the statistic before, and if you haven't, then this is super important for you to know, is that most people, when they're looking to buy something, is that they take anywhere between 5 to 12 exposures, usually, on average, sometimes more, before they make a buying decision. And this goes for just about anything. The more expensive the product, the more exposure they need. And what I mean by exposures, guys, is just them getting to see the product, or them getting to know a little bit more about the product, or them getting to learn a little bit more about the product. This may have happened to you before, right? Let's think about maybe the last time you bought something that was relatively expensive. Maybe it was a computer, for example, right? Maybe the first time you thought to yourself, you know what, I'm thinking about maybe I should buy a new computer, but you didn't know which computer you wanted to buy. So you start doing some research, maybe online, right? Maybe you went on Best Buy's website or whoever's website. You start doing a little bit of research, and you're looking at maybe the different brands and different types of computers you could potentially buy. Maybe you were debating, maybe should I get a desktop? Maybe I should get a laptop? And you started thinking. That's where it started. The second time, maybe you actually went to the store. Maybe you just happened to be in the mall, or you just happened to be by the store, and so you decided to go check out the computer section and see what kind of computers they had. Maybe there was a specific type of computer that you really, really liked, right? And that's when you start to learn a little bit more, maybe about the specs, and learning a little bit more about, what type of features were on each one of those computers, and which one of those features made sense to you and what you wanted to do with it, right? Because maybe if you were a graphic designer, maybe you need something that had a much better video card and had a little bit more processing power. But maybe for someone who is just looking to be able to, go online and check their email and stuff like that, they didn't need something that's as powerful. So something maybe a little bit cheaper would be okay with them, right? And so you're starting to do some of this research and trying to figure that out, right? So maybe the next time, maybe you go on YouTube and you start checking out some reviews on some of these computers that you kind of narrow down, right? And so you get the idea here, guys, right? So each one of these exposures gets you a little bit closer to the final point where they're actually going to buy, right? And that's how you probably buy too, right? You probably do a little bit of research, you try to figure out what it is you want, and little by little you get steps by steps closer. And that's what an email list really allows you to do, right? It allows you to kind of take this person from, on this buying journey, right? It allows you to kind of take them from maybe not knowing anything about your product and getting them to basically make a decision on whether they want to invest or become involved with that product or service that you're actually selling. Right, and I'm going to share with you guys in just a minute here how this kind of all pieces together. But the point, though, is that that's kind of the reason why you want this email list. You want those opportunities to be able to build up that journey for them and take them through that journey so that they can make that buying decision, and so they buy your product or service. The other thing is that it allows you to leverage traffic for content, right? So if you're building up your email list, right, people start to really like and trust you, what you can do is you can actually send out an email to people and hopefully get them to check out some of your other content, right? So let's say, again, if you were in that fitness niche and you were talking about that paleo diet, and maybe you created a really great video on YouTube that takes them through like the beginner's guide to paleo diet, right? Then you can go ahead and send out an email to your email and say, hey guys, hope you're having an awesome day. I just wanted to let you know that I actually just put together the beginner's guide to the paleo diet, where I teach you guys about A, B, and C, right? And so I think this would be really great for anybody who's looking to just get started with the paleo diet, to get, watch the video here, right? So when you do that, you're doing two things. One, you're creating extra value and extra rapport to the person on your email list. But two, you're also being able to get those viewers onto your YouTube channel, which will hopefully help your YouTube channel build a lot faster, get a lot more attention. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 in that case, right? And if you happen to have a link in your description at that point where you're sending them to go ahead and buy a product, then boom, hopefully you're making a sale from it as well. Okay, so that's another reason why you'd want to build an email list. Another thing, every day is the right day for someone new. So what I mean by this, guys, is that like I mentioned to you guys earlier, right? On average, the person needs between 5 to 12 exposures to make a buying decision. And so what that means for you guys is that as you're sending them these emails, as you're sending them this great content, as you're sending them, follow-up emails and doing all this stuff, right? What's happening is that you hopefully, little by little, you're kind of keeping it to the top of mind for that person, right? So let's say, for example, if we're talking about that fitness niche, right, and you're talking about that paleo diet idea, right, and let's say your big product is for them to buy, let's say, I don't know, maybe buy I don't know if it's a training course or maybe a big recipe book or maybe some one-on-one coaching or a food plan from you or whatever the case is, whatever your big product is, right, that you're trying to sell. Right, as you're providing all this great content, as you're providing all this great follow-up and this feedback and this value really to them, right, what you're doing is you're staying top of mind, right? You're becoming the expert to them, right? Because all you're been talking about, the only thing you've been sharing about is that paleo diet, right? And so maybe someone who's been thinking about getting started with a diet, maybe that's where they started, right? They were thinking about that diet. They did a little bit of research and they got interested in the paleo diet and thinking, you know what, maybe this is the thing that I want to do. They opted into your email list because they wanted those recipes that we offered them. And so maybe you gave them like 2 or 3 recipes inside of that little ebook, right? But maybe what your big goal is for them to buy your paleo diet guide or book, right? And so because you become that paleo expert in their mind, right? Because you've been emailing them about it, you've been sharing videos, about the paleo diet to them. Maybe you've shared some other great content. Maybe you've shared some stories. Maybe share some testimonials of people who have taken the paleo diet and some of the great results they've gotten from it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? As you're going through all these motions, guys, for different people, like I said, it'll take different times. For one person, maybe after 2 or 3 emails, they're like, you know what, this is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I was looking for. Boom, I'm going to go ahead and buy this book from you, right? But for somebody else, it might be 6 months from now, right, that they see you following up and talking to them about the paleo diet and educating them a little bit more, because maybe it wasn't the right time for them, right? Maybe they weren't ready to commit to that type of change in their life yet, but now 6 months later, now is the time. They're like, you know what, I'm tired of being stuck in the position that I'm in, or being overweight the way that I am, and I really think that paleo diet will really help me do that. You know what? And I see that Jane over here has been sending all this content about it. I can see all the results and testimonials they've been sharing of people who have been following this diet and the results that they've been getting, and I want to be just like them. You know what? Today's the day I'm actually going to buy. And because you were that person, because you were that trusted advisor, that person who helped them get to that point, guess what? You just helped them make that buying decision, even if it took 6 months. But like I said, every day is the right day for somebody. And so that's the power of having an email list, because it allows you to create that channel of distribution, really, where you're able to connect with these people time and time and time again until it's the right time for them to actually buy. All right, guys. So that's basically why you'd want an email list. Okay, so how that looks, guys, we're going to go back to the big picture here, right, of the affiliate funnel, is that once this email list kind of happens, where they have you on your emails, what you're going to do is you're then going to send them emails, okay, email follow-ups, okay, and an email follow-up is a little bit different to just email broadcast, and I'm going to talk about that in just a second, okay, here, guys. But what I'm going to say here is, where did my cursor go? Sorry, guys. So we're going to do this times, I'm going to say at least 4 emails, and these are follow-ups, okay? So these are follow-up emails. So let's talk a little bit about this, okay? Because this goes back to the main affiliate funnel that you want to build to help you kind of hopefully maximize, obviously, the leads and the visitors and the traffic that you're actually generating. All right, guys? So when it comes to the follow-up, guys, there's a kind of a sequence that I personally follow when it comes to email follow-up. Okay, so once somebody actually gets onto my email list, what I want to do is I want to kind of hit them with my best my best content and the best value right from the get-go. And the reason for that, guys, is because if they're they just started researching whatever topic it was that got them interested to begin with in my content, in my videos, and they decided to go ahead and click into my my funnel, right, then my goal is really to hopefully educate them as much as possible from the get-go, so that they start to see why they want to get involved with this product or with this service or whatever the case is. Okay, guys? And so my general kind of rule of thumb is that I'll have at least 4 or 5 emails that I send out with different purposes and intents to hopefully get them to want to buy or get involved with the product or service that I'm actually selling. So the first email is what I call the wow factor and the myth killer. So basically, guys, this is where you want to talk about maybe some of the common myths or misconceptions about your product. So going back to that paleo diet idea, right? Maybe there's certain misconceptions or certain like myths about the paleo diet, right? That people might have. I'm not familiar with the paleo diet, and I don't even know why I chose it as an example. But I'm sure that if you know, right, that you can talk a little bit more about that, right, in that initial video, right? Say, hey, you know what? I know people talk about the paleo diet. You know, I'm going to switch it over just for a second and talk about intermittent fasting because I'm actually familiar with that a little bit more. So a common myth about, maybe intermittent fasting, which is another sort of diet program that I follow, right, is that, a lot of people have the idea that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And the whole idea behind intermittent fasting is that you actually fast for anywhere between 16 to 20 hours every single day. Okay, so you only eat for windows between 4 and 8 hours every single day, right? That's one example of intermittent fasting. For some people, they intermittent fast by fasting literally for a whole day, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, so that basically they only eat 4 times a week, right? For myself, I do it the other way. So I fast for 16 hours and I only eat for 8 hours in the day. Right? And so one of the common myths about intermittent fasting is that, or the people that kind of oppose intermittent fasting, is the fact that they say, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, you should definitely be eating breakfast and all that stuff. But there's more than enough studies out there that show that it's not necessarily the case, right? What's more important is that you are actually following you're eating the right stuff. Okay, it doesn't necessarily that you're eating 3 times a day, but rather that you're eating the right types of foods and that you're eating the right amount of calories and stuff like that, so that it makes sense for your body, so that you're building the right amount of muscle and all that other kind of stuff, right? So those are the kind of stuff that I would talk about in my first type of email if I was emailing about intermittent fasting. If we're talking about a product, then this is where I would talk about some common myths about this type of product. Okay. So that would be email number 1. So let's go back to the little picture here, and we'll say that would be email number 1. All right, so email 1, we're just going to call it the wow. All right, email 1 equals wow. Let's talk about email 2. Email 2, we'll talk about, the idea of maybe working together, right? Working together to help you get there, right? So in this point, we can talk a little bit about maybe the product that you actually have, or talking about how you can work together to get to a certain goal, right? So being like, say if we're talking about intermittent fasting again, it's talking about, hey, you know what? Here are some ideas that you can definitely do to kind of help you get there, right? This is what helped me get to the level where I'm at with a specific diet, right? These are the kind of results that I got, or whatever the case is, right? So as you can see here, I talk about, let's do it together. Here's proof that it works. Here you can talk about your own results, or ideally maybe the results somebody else has gotten, right? And here's how they can actually do it for themselves, right? So you're talking about, basically getting it done or working together to get that result, right? So here, I would say email 2 is kind of all about the proof. Okay, email 2 equals proof. Let's talk about email 3. Email 3, this is where where I'll definitely hint more about the actual offer, basically what it is I'm actually trying to sell them or what I'm trying to promote, right? As well as how they can achieve the result that they want. This is really where you're kind of future pacing, letting them know, hey, you know what? If you actually stuck with this particular program, or if you did this right over the next 60 to 90 days, this is where you could potentially be. Right, this is where, here's an example of somebody who, after 60 days of doing this program or this diet, these are the results that they got, right? So that's kind of the thing you kind of want to future pace, so that they start to picture or create a visual for themselves of where they're going to be in 60 days from now, or 90 days from now, or 6 months from now, or a year from now, whatever you want to. Right? And hopefully it's helping to get them to motivate them to take action today, right? Because if they wait 6 months from it, they're not going to have those results. But if they get started today, within 60 days, they could be 5 pounds lighter, or they could be making $1,000 a month, or whatever whatever your product or service actually is, right? So email 3 would be all about future pacing. Okay, so we're going to write that here. Email 3 is all about the future. Okay, so I'm going to just write out email 4 here real quickly, and then email 5. So I don't have to write this out again. Email 4, guys, is basically, this is where you're going to hard sell. And by hard sell, I'm basically just, what I mean by that is you're just going to tell them what it is that you have to sell. So basically it's, here's what I got, here's how it'll help you, and here's how you can get it, right? So at this point, you've already spent some time, they watched your initial content, which is what initially hopefully got them to jump into your email list, right? So we're going to go back to the picture, right? So they watched your content, right? Regardless of where they found you, they watched your content, and that's what got them to motivate them to actually opt into your email list, right? Whatever it is that you offer them, boom, you already offered them value on that first instance, which is why they gave you their email. And now you've been emailing them, specific content to hopefully help them get to a point where they want to take action or buy your product or service, or at least be interested in it. Okay, because we did the first thing, which we gave them the wow factor. We talked to them about some of the common myths that are out there about your product or service, or misconceptions that people have about your business model, or whatever the case is, right? 2, we showed them proof of how your product or service can actually help them, and examples of how other people are being successful with this product or service. Email 3 is all about future pacing, so showing them where now, if you got started right now, or if you bought this product right now, here's where you can be 30 days from now, 60 days from now, 90 days from now, 6 months from now, right? These are the kind of results that you can expect from this. And now at this point, they're hopefully so excited to hopefully get started with whatever product or service that you're promoting, that by the time you send them email 4, right? Email 4 is basically now the sale. Okay, so basically you're telling them, okay, so at this point, guys, you've learned about this, right? And so here's what I actually have for you. This is how it can actually help you. And so the way that you can get it is by clicking the button below, or going to the sales page here, whatever the case is, right? And that's where you're going to be actually quote unquote selling them. But at this point, because you've done such a good job introducing all these ideas to them, they're hopefully already excited to the point where they just want to buy. All right, guys. And then email 5 usually is a Q&A forming, and Q&A is basically just all about, I'm gonna say Q&A, right? And the Q&A, guys, is basically just all about getting them answering any questions really that they might still have that might stop them from wanting to buy, right? Like in case of like, is there a money back guarantee with this, or how do I, is this right for me? If does this cover if we're talking about like the diet stuff, right? Like, what if I have this type of allergy, or whatever the case is, right? Guys, you might be able to answer some of those questions and kind of put them all together in a video, or put them together in in an email, and hopefully answer some of those basic questions. And of course, you can always tell people to just reach out to you, and you'll be able to answer their questions kind of one-on-one, as they kind of happen. And if you ever see any common questions, continuously being sent to you, then you can add them to your main master page, or your master list of questions that you can answer inside of that email or inside of the video, so that way you're basically able to kind of cover all your bases. All right, guys, so going back to the 4 stages of affiliate marketing, guys, now we've talked basically about the 4 things, right? We talked about content, which is the first thing we talked about, which is always still going to be the most important thing. It's going to be the part where you probably want to spend most of your time. To get started, you may need some time to actually build that affiliate funnel, right? So that way you're able to kind of automate this whole process that we just talked about, right? Is that people being able to go through this process, you're going to need to build this funnel. So this might be the first thing you need to focus on, but where you're going to be spending most of your time, guys, is on the content, right? Creating the content that's going to attract people to you. And again, you can do this through blogging, you can do this through YouTube, you can do this through podcasting, you can do this through Facebook, you can do this through so many different channels, guys. There's literally billions of people out there, and you're just trying to find the people who are interested in whatever product or service you're selling. And the way to do that is by putting out a piece of bait out there, aka your content, right? So you're going to go back to your content, then you're going to send them through your affiliate funnel, you're going to add them to your email list, and then boom, you're going to follow up with them through your affiliate funnel, right? And in your email follow-up process, and then boom, you're going to get them to go ahead and buy. All right, guys, so hopefully this helped to just create a little bit more clarity, I hope, in terms of how you want to build your affiliate marketing business and how you build it so that you have a passive income coming through. But if you'd like to take a deep dive on how this kind of works in action, see it live, and see how you can how this all looks once it's put together, guys, I'm going to leave a link in the description for you, or you can go ahead and get a training where it'll take you a deep dive through each one of these steps so that you can really learn, kind of all those processes through here. And so I'm going to leave that link there for you guys at the bottom. Hopefully it'll help you kind of get that better understanding. And even if you don't have a product or a service right now that you're going to sell through affiliate marketing, that video will definitely help you understand a little bit more in terms of what type of product or services you might want to get involved with, so that way you're making the most amount of money with your affiliate marketing business. And so I really hope it kind of helps you out. And again, guys, if you have any questions kind of along the way with anything, feel free to go ahead and leave them in the comments. Feel free to reach out to me through my email. Leave all the contact stuff in the description, and I look forward to talking to you guys in the next video. Take care.